Yo, the weekend, the transfers. We've had some big ones over the weekend. We had a next doozy to Saudi Arabia with a little Neymar going over to Al Hilal. But let's talk about what's going on in the Prem and where's Klopp?
Hey, did you not see the Sky Sports thing where they're asking Pochettino about Caicedo? And Klopp does, he drops the shoulder. He does the, he's walking over with the suitcase and then they go, blah, 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 Caicedo, Klopp goes that, no lingo, and then cuts halfway.
Oh, swear.
I swear down. I've seen the clip, it's hilarious.
Oh, wow.
He's thinking something goes, blood clot.
Bro, they've done Klopp. Yeah, Caicedo and Lavia have done Klopp. Like, to say,
you know them ones when the girls is coming to your yard, yeah,
bro,
and you're doing the mad cleanup.
Klopp clean the yard.
You know you've done you've got the shaking back.
He's
up.
on the sofa like this.
You got the yard smelling like lily of the valley.
Right.
And then she does. Oh, you're gonna hate me,
bro. His heart has sank. He's looked at his phone like this. Yeah. And done that.
The worst bit about it is that he started chatting on it before it was even done.
Compromise his principles, bro.
It's like you're already in the next group chat talking about who's coming over.
They had him on Sky Sports redacting, talking about I was wrong about 100 mil fees.
It's mad, Carl.
And it's still got nowhere. But you reckon that he bid for Caicedo to get Chelsea off Lavia?
He's desperate.
Too much money. Going to them kind of.
And then on top of that,
they were desperate.
You were meant to bid 50. They wanted 50. You ended up bidding more than the 50.
They haggled over 4 million to then bid 60.
To bid 60 and then get shagged anyway.
Yeah, it's done.
Nah, bruv. The babes took you out and you thought you were beaten at the end of the night.
Both checking out.
You know what it is? You see what we praised. You see what we praised Liverpool for with the McAllister deal.
Yeah.
Getting shit done early.
All of them principles, they lost it.
Yeah.
Bro,
Caicedo.
we know Liverpool as linked by 12, down by 6.
But do you think they were really expecting to lose Hendo and Fabinho in the same window?
Even if they weren't.
No, they wasn't. But they wasn't. But that in itself is a problem. You got Hendo on your books, obviously club captain, whatever. No, we know it's a wind down time now, and Fabinho's had the poorest season he's had
you should
ever.
be looking to hold on to them.
And so realistically, do what Brighton do, and you line up their replacements, whether you get them this summer or not. The second that them man gone, because let's be honest, all the Saudi deals, they're like, you get me?
Thompson,
So the second that they're gone,
from your link, you're going effectively.
so Caicedo should have already been in the pipeline.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? The reason why Caicedo didn't go to them is because Chelsea been buttering him up from March. Liverpool should have been doing that.
My thing with Liverpool is that, and obviously people can speculate and say, is it Michael Edwards or this is that. I think at the end of the day, yeah, they've led their fans down the garden path because effectively they didn't do business for how long talking about we want to sign Jude or what, not saying officially we want to sign Jude or whatever, but if you look at the fees that Liverpool has spent this summer, they spent, was it 60-70 million on Szoboszlai? They spent 35-40 on McAllister. They just went and bid 110 for Caicedo. Realistically speaking, all of these targets you so-called wanted, Bellingham went for what? 90 mil. You could have bought Bellingham and had change left over for McAllister and you would have been in no problem. They decided, we've got Paul now because we're back in at the top table. We can fuck around, we can haggle, we can do this. And in the dog-eat-dog world of transfers with these top clubs, you can't play around. Madrid don't piss around. United didn't really tend to, but Chelsea don't piss around.
No, United piss around. But
but I'm saying,
we're not going to go into that.
When you're
we're not going to go into that. I didn't even look in your direction. I don't want to talk about it.
Forget the names, but at that tier, you don't piss around. If you want somebody, you buy it and you're done. There's no even with Arsenal and City for Rice. Arsenal said from a long time, we want Rice, so we're prepared to do what we have to do. They had City come in, boom, we slapped the 105 on the table. They said, all right, cool. So he said, yo, the pocket kind of empty now. You know what I mean? Done deal. There's no haggling.
Yeah, but this is the first time we've seen Liverpool do that though. But because when they went to sign Jota, they were linked.
But this is all in the same
When they went to
window.
sign Mateus Nunes, they were linked. He was no, actually, but that fell through. But okay, yeah. But that was the start of it. Then maybe
since Edwards left,
that was the start.
And part of this is Klopp as well. I think Klopp doesn't know when he's got that Wenger gene of player loyalty. He doesn't know when to let go of certain man. From Van Ardem left, they should have replaced him. Why haven't they replaced him?
Yeah, they tried.
With who?
2 days ago. They tried. Moises was the answer. They tried and they failed.
When did Van Alden leave?
But you know what's crazy? Like Chelsea's not even in any European competition,
Yeah, but the bag's heavy.
and Liverpool out of the Champions League, but Liverpool have been so successful over the last couple of seasons.
Have
like,
they?
You would think, well,
Greatest team we've ever
do you know
seen.
what? Do you know what?
One
You're right.
CL, one Prem.
Yeah, you're right. I guess in 7 years.
One CL, one Prem.
Dude, that's a debate. That's
The COVID
techie.
Prem's in the
That's
Prem, really.
techie. That is techie.
But the thing about it is that these guys are looking to sign are all young in it. So this man grew up actually on Chelsea, if you deep it. They grew up on the Mourinho's. They grew up on basically Chelsea's success in Champions League. They grew up in the success in the
How old
Prem.
is Caicedo?
So you did literally between that time, right?
Yeah, sure.
Between that
21.
time, Liverpool wasn't bagging. Yes, they had history. They had a little Champions League here, but if you really deep it compared to Chelsea, Chelsea was bagging more than Liverpool, and that's what they grew up on.
I'll be honest. I don't think any of these transfers are about history.
It's not.
Club.
I think to the point where
But not just the. Sorry to cut you, David.
No, go on.
Not just the bag as well.
In London.
I think it's the location and the relationship. Like Chelsea's been speaking to these players from.
But Byron, like I'm not being funny. To sign an 8-year deal, the bread has to be saucy.
That
8 years.
That's not always the case because Arsenal was speaking to Mudryk for time. And Chelsea just
And Mudryk wanted to, but we know that.
No. I'm not saying it's always the case, but with that deal, the only reason Mudryk went.
Politics.
Yeah. Like we know that.
And I love every bit of his
We know
tears.
that he wanted to go Arsenal. We all know that.
He's still vexed about.
And you lot couldn't pay. But what I'm saying is,
No. We could pay.
We chose not to.
We couldn't pay as much as that. Because we went up to 80 mil. We went up to 80 mil.
Yeah, but anyway.
We could have paid 100 mil.
so you couldn't pay.
No, we could pay. But
in any case,
Them man there, they wanted add-ons. You get me?
Yeah.
They had the burger, they had the fries,
Yeah.
but they wanted McFlurry,
Yeah.
and apple pie,
And you didn't
you
have
can't have two
McFlurry.
desserts, my
And you
guy.
didn't have
Tea for
McFlurry and apple pie.
Big man. Let's not go there. We okay. I lie. I lie.
Did you have
We
the
didn't have
money to
Anthony
pay?
money. No, we didn't.
Did you have the money to pay?
We had some.
Right. Anyway,
So you
but
didn't
not
have
enough, not enough.
do you not think like in this current climate of the boogeyman himself, Todd Bowley? Yeah.
I'm not fearing Todd Bowley. Dapping her for Friday.
Yeah, I fear Todd Bowley. I'll be honest with you. I fear this guy. If you are linked on Wednesday, by Saturday,
Declan Rice
Todd
said
Bowley
no.
is on the phone.
Declan Rice said no.
Bro, no,
Declan Rice said no.
Yeah, all right. Well, big up Rice. That's because he wanted to go chill with Saka and the man. Do you get it?
Nice.
But away from that, like Rice has got a sense of loyalty, sort of thing. He said, "I want Arsenal." Right, he's been tapping him up for time. Right, said, "Was I tapping him up? Of course I fucking was." Do you get me? Like they was doing it from early. It was like, yeah, Rice, Arsenal, boom. That was already set in stone. Like me and Damien was at David Lloyd, for example, in the gym, in the steam room, whatever the case may be. Guy says to us,
that's not a talk.
no. Shine football guy says because it was up in
That was all the way like February, March, isn't it?
yeah, like up in Gideon Park, so that's Romford side. So that round there is very West Ham heavy.
Yeah,
the training ground
it's the
area.
east side, yeah.
So couple of lads come in and that work at West Ham and he's like, oh yeah, Rice is going to Arsenal. So at the time,
It was mooted. Yeah, it was mooted.
but he was like, no, Rice is definitely joining
Like, he
Arsenal.
was 100%.
But
he was
I was
100%.
onto him from a long time.
He was 100% confident. He was like,
It's like he knew.
he knew the ins and outs of what was going on.
But
Like,
a lot of people have said, like,
Yeah.
when they talk about that deal, they said Mikel Arteta was key to that deal happening. And I think it's the same thing with Chelsea, where people have spoken. Because I don't know if you guys are watching This Is Newcastle, and I've watched how, like, Amanda Staveley dealt with, like, Anthony Gordon signing, and how she was, oh, if you need anything, call us. Like, when they're onto you, they're invested. They're asking. And I think one thing we take for granted is how sophisticated these transfers are. Even in terms of, like, back in the day, we would call it tapping up. These man now will talk to an agent and say, yo, do you think he would be interested in coming? Oh, what is he? Yeah, all right, tell him we'll do A, B, C, and D. And then after it's, all right, how much does the club want? What? 40? Yeah, slap that down.
Yeah,
do you get what I'm saying?
I think that's the standard.
I think tapping up always happens. How many times do you see, like, besides Harry Maguire, that's no shots, but how many times do you see that a bid has been accepted and he doesn't go through?
And then, yeah, exactly.
Based on personal terms.
More often than not, the terms are agreed before
The
the
terms
bids come in.
are agreed long time. It's a formality. So I think a lot of tapping up does happen.
Caicedo got to the airport and said,
Tim, sorry. I did not mean to mention. I remember why. I do apologize.
Caicedo got to the airport and
We're playing you on Saturday, don't worry.
No, but yeah, back to Caicedo, I think the groundwork for that deal was laid out long in advance.
Okay.
From when Arsenal were interested, that deal was laid out. And that's why Arsenal didn't go as high as they did for him.
But I was looking at some figures, and Chelsea have spent a lot of money.
More than certain top 5 leagues, bro.
A lot of money. They've spent more money than La Liga.
Yeah.
But we've seen
But it's offset though.
we've seen it been matched,
But yeah,
They sell really well. This goes back to my argument that Chelsea arguably face more big club tax than a United or than a City. The difference is with Chelsea sells so well that it doesn't matter, so they'll just pay it.
Do you think it's time that all the governing boards of football come out and say, do you know what? We need a good, clear, expansive reasoning, especially to us as fans of FFP and how it's affecting the club.
it's like teaching them a whole course, a university course, a degree. It's like
I don't think
it's doing anything wrong. To be honest,
it's not complicated because as well, Chelsea haven't made a profit like revenue wise in like. I think they said 10, 15, 20 years. Yeah, so all of their profits or whatever now from transfers, yeah.
It's a given that Abramovich was bailing.
So if you break down the 900 mil that they spent, I think Simon Jordan already done it. But if you break down the 900 mil that they spent, it will equate to like 130.
135. He said 135.
135 mil
in the black
over the year, and they've sold 200 mil worth of players. So obviously FFP's worked out yearly, and I think every it's a
65 million credit is what you said.
65 million credit. So if they do that every year,
they're good.
They're not breaking the rules.
Yeah, but how? My question is like, they're not gonna get an opportunity of shipping a whole bag of man out like they did this season, and
that's where we don't have to worry. That's for Todd to worry about.
Yeah.
So he either has to keep this
going, or it'll catch up to them.
That's exactly what I think. I think after 3 years, they'll be.
But for me,
but so then for us, so what are we worrying about?
Yeah, for us,
he's either going to do it and he's juggling well, or he's not. And
it's wishful thinking.
I think that there is a method to it because he obviously signed. He's gone to Brazil and said, "I want that one. I want that one. I want that one. I want that one."
Brother, he's on the airport.
He's also got a lot of like players that, when you actually think about it, if you say, "Do you know what? Actually, I will take him out of my club." Actually, your Conor Gallagher's, your maybe not so your Sterling's, but your Noni Madueke's, Mudryk still maybe. You get me? Badia Shield
away from them.
Colwill, they've got actually a lot of guys at the club that they can say, you know what, if push comes to shove, I can put this guy up for sale. I can do this. I can
away
do
from
that.
them, Chelsea, one thing that Chelsea have done well, and they have this model, they stockpile a lot of talent from youth level.
Yeah.
They snap, like for example, we could talk about Amari Hutchinson. That's a player that if he does make the grade, could go for 10 mil. They've snatched him at academy level. Do you get it? So all of them little gains that they make in these, they're very smart in what they do in it. And as you're saying, the Mudryks or whatever, but away from the Mudryks, we're talking about these men like Kendry Paz, David Washington, who've just signed, Kennedy, what's the other, Andre Santos, all these players that they've got from Brazil, Colombia, Argentina, whatever. These are all unknown quantities. Do you understand?
But I think personally, this is why that he's doing it. I think he's come into Chelsea. He said, "All right, cool." He's looked at all of the players on loan. And he said, hold on a minute.
It's like hedge betting.
None of these players play for the club and we can get 80 mil for them.
Yeah.
Why don't we just do this?
Because you look at Loftus-Cheek, that's pure profit. He went for 17 mil.
We keep the best
that's
ones,
pure profit.
and we sell the ones that aren't cutting the mustard for profit.
Mount.
You don't lose.
Mount is 55 mil, pure profit.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So they're not losing no bread. And I think with Chelsea,
But obviously the players that they've just signed, they've bought for fees. So obviously like Washington's gone for like 17 mil or whatever.
Yeah.
So obviously those will be on the books as fees, but even if he doesn't work out, worst case scenario, he's probably going to break even.
they'll break even, yeah.
And because of the length of the contracts as well.
That's for me where it could go wrong.
Yeah, because over 8 years,
that's where I was saying about
amortization.
Where I was saying about the 135 mil, that's how it works. If you break down a 8-year contract,
and you spread 80 mil over 8 years, it's only 10 mil.
Yeah.
So each player that they've signed, if you sign them for 8 years, obviously they've changed the rule now, so it can only be a max of 5 years.
Yeah.
But obviously before that, where it was 8 years, if you divide whatever the contract is whatever you bought him for by
Fafana,
8.
for example, you doubt about it, it's 8.9 rather than like 89 mil.
So how much did they get Fafana for?
Something
David
like
Fafana.
69. No, not Nacho. Wesley.
Yeah, but that wasn't Bowley.
That was Bowley, no?
No.
It was Bowley.
Fafana by Bowley.
Fafana was Bowley.
Did Bowley by Fafana? Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Well,
how much?
Fair. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm
Go
wrong.
for?
Huh?
How much did Nico Jackson go for?
He was like 27 mil.
They paid over his release clause.
Yeah, it was even 27 mil.
36 mil.
So if we round him up at 30,
Was that euros or mil? Pounds.
That's my one.
so if we say 30, if he's let's just say 30,
Kukurea, for example,
30 million pounds, 8 years, you divide that by 8. That's how much he is on their
Peanuts,
balance.
yes, peanuts.
So if you do that times all the
Yeah, they
players
call
that
it
they bought-
amortization.
Yeah, so
Yeah, but the reason why I say it's problematic is because with the 8-year contract, for example, if Cassidy, you spent 150 mil, if that goes left, you're lumbered with that brother for 8 years, and you've got to pay him that fee for whatever his wages and all them things there for 8 years. So, for example, you take someone like Baba Rahman, they didn't make a profit on that. But obviously, he was signed for peanuts in the same way that Michael Hector was and Piazza was and all them guys there. But they didn't really make bread on those players because they still sat there at Chelsea on those contracts. Okay, maybe, and to be fair, that's not even true because the loan fees, they maybe broke even. But, you know, if these are players that you're lumbered with that people don't want, that are just effectively sitting there gathering dust, you're losing out on those players, you know what I mean?
It's funny that you said it because I was about to ask why don't more clubs follow the same model and try to model that, but that's literally the
You're lumbered with the failure, yeah.
the reasoning for
Look
it.
at us with Pepe. We can't shift him for love nor money. Effectively, if we cut that contract,
yeah, but that's bad. That's bad. That's bad.
that was
business.
just-
That's bad
yeah.
business. But we have to pay
Really
that.
terrible.
We have to pay that business. We have to pay that bread to him. And Arsenal have been doing that. And I think it's now become a thing where it's like, okay, yeah, we accept the L, but how many clubs are prepared
But
to do
that's
that?
every club makes that risk.
Yeah,
But how often are you prepared to do it is the thing. Do you get it?
But you have to. You can't guarantee any player's gonna.
No,
work.
but in the mass that Chelsea do it.
Yeah, and no, I agree, and that's why I'm saying I'm not worried. I'm not looking for
It's not our
extra
problem.
governance because it's either gonna work for him or it isn't.
And if they got the bread, I'm not mad at it. At the end of the day, football generates so much money. You're gonna have people that have more money than others. I'm not in the same way that Arsenal have way more money than West Ham do, or way more money than Brentford do. I can't be mad and say we've got more. We can buy XYZ. We spent 400 million in the window. Do you get it? That's still a lot of money, even though it's not as much as Chelsea. It's still a lot of money.
I think they're the highest spenders for the past like 5
No,
seasons.
calm down.
Look, who?
Well, it's apparently,
No, Arsenal.
But away from Chelsea.
Chelsea. Actually,
Couple years.
United more than us.
No.
In the past
No,
5
they have.
seasons. In the past 5
I will
seasons,
show you
I think
the
we-
No, I don't know about the last 5, but I know in the last 3. I know in the last 3 or 2, we were the highest. We were the highest spenders. I know in the last 3.
In the Prem,
the Premier League.
overall, from if you go from the time of I don't know, I think that's
No, I'm saying in the last 2-3 years. That's what I'm saying.
in a window maybe, but in a window. Wait, let me finish. In a window. So for example, last season overall, Arsenal spent I think. We put out 200 more last year.
Just under.
January and summer window.
Yeah, just
but
under.
in the same time, over those windows, United spent more than us. Do you get it? Not necessarily in the same windows, but you spent more than us.
I don't understand what you're saying.
So I'm saying over, let's say from 16-17 to now,
16-17.
to now,
Bro, he said
it-
2 seasons ago, bro. That's what he
16-17
said.
is not 2 seasons ago, but I'm saying generally.
No,
Like,
Damien said
oh, I didn't hear what Damien said because I didn't care.
like the
Fuck
last
that.
couple windows. I'm sure he said that last couple
But
windows.
what I'm saying is either. Alright, let me elaborate. Let me regress and relax. Anywho,
No. We let go. No.
you need to have a certain window. We haven't spent as much as United, but
You ain't got the ball.
overall, you don't spend money on us. And then got the ball swing. There's a graphic show us. There's a graphic show
Bro,
us.
alright,
So, for
bro.
example, Arsenal might have spent XY 40 mil on 4 players, but you have then spent 77 mil on Sancho and whatever on
No,
Casemiro
no.
in the same window. So that's taking your expenditure higher than ours, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
Do you get what I'm saying?
no one's disputed. We might have spent more than you in a window.
That was no, but I'm saying overall in that period of time.
All right, I have the ball, lads. FFP, Chelsea's just on the verge of signing Caicedo and Lavia. What happens to Chelsea this season?
200 mil pivot, man.
Yeah, it's crazy, you know.
After
you go.
watching the Liverpool game, I have to probably basically put Chelsea a lot higher than I thought. No, honestly,
I
like,
agree with you.
I literally did not expect them to be so galvanized, so have a like Sterling. You know how much I've been cussing Sterling for the past couple of
Yeah,
years.
but you're a madman.
No, I'm not. I was right.
No, you wasn't.
I've been cussing him out for the past 2 years. You've been defending him for the past 2 years. Am I lying or no?
Reem's a baller.
You blame
Don't-
him. You cost him.
Oh boy, bro.
You blame him.
We all went to the same school, big man. Hey.
Quickly.
Hey,
For the
Raheem,
past
you
2
didn't mean it.
seasons, For the past 2 seasons, has it been performing the way it should? Yes or no?
Has he
Can
been
So let's move on.
No. I'm gonna attack your dumb point. That's what I'm gonna do. The whole of Chelsea underperformed last season.
That's not the question.
The whole of, no. I'm giving you the answer. The whole of Chelsea underperformed last season. So you're judging Raheem on a team that the whole team was failing.
Performing as optimum.
A whole team was.
You weren't performing as optimum.
That's
Come
like
on.
me saying to you, yeah,
Two
that
years, 1 year Chelsea.
I say he did
Okay,
play.
2 years.
All right, go on.
So the answer, regardless of the reason,
You're wrong.
Regardless of the reason,
There's no mitigating. There's no mitigating circumstances. They're not
Because it's
performing.
true.
Nah, but to be fair,
if I have not been employed for the past 2 years, I'm not going to give you all the reasons.
But there's
I'm not
mitigating
employed.
circumstances.
But he's
though.
asking about a player though.
I'm
But there's
asking about the-
mitigating circumstances.
But I don't
yeah,
care
but
about
he's
those.
A player can't perform if he's not playing.
Huh? He's
You-
he's asked you a
Big
direct
man,
question.
big man. You have a job.
Huh?
You have a job.
Listen, he's asking you a direct question.
No.
What's the direct question?
Right.
Has he performed in these last 2 seasons?
Okay.
A player
No,
can't
we have-
perform,
no.
but he can't perform if he's not playing.
How? Listen.
All
play.
right then. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm just saying what Damien is saying.
I hear what
When
you're
he
saying.
has played, has he performed?
And the caveat for that was, for example, at Chelsea, he was playing wing back. How can
Listen, no, but you.
no. Let's just say no.
and
If it's
that's
black and white like that, let's say.
I really wish I had the energy for Richarlison.
That's what he's saying.
Bro.
I disagree.
Pardon?
Bro.
I disagree.
I really wish I defended Richarlison the same way.
It's crazy because it's like if Harry Kane was playing centre back and performed stinkers,
He hasn't got 30 goals.
I performed stinkers.
Shut up, man.
What you gonna say? Oh, he's underperformed.
No, I would say basically he outshined
Davison Sanchez.
So I'll basically say he was the brightest flower in a poor Tottenham garden.
All right.
But yeah,
terrible
but
analogy.
moving forward, right? That's a great analogy. I like that one.
Hurry up, man.
Looking at how he was moving on the right, like I didn't expect them to have him on the right. The way he was moving, that looked like old Sterling. This is a Sterling I know, decisive, weaving in and out, confident on the ball. He's not losing the ball as much. He was literally back to his best. That's the kind of performance I was seeing. So looking at that and looking at how basically, like you said, Enzo was playing in the midfield, it's gonna be tricky. It's literally gonna be very, very tricky.
Do you know what's mad about this whole statement that you just made? How did Enzo play last season?
Ask him.
How did Enzo play last season?